Good morning, students. Today I explain subject Computer Studies, Standard 11th, Chapter number 9, Introduction to Database Management System, Part 1. First, introduction. In current scenario, with the advent and reach of digital technologies, almost all data is stored and managed electronically. Day-to-day transactions in small and medium enterprises are recorded in system termed as information systems. User of information system are growing multifold. Users expect flexibility in accessing data irrespective of the places they are at and irrespective of where the data is stored. Organizations now being global, information systems are not now limited to storage and maintenance of enterprise transactions, which were understood as a replacement of registers files maintained in organization, search engines, reservation system, online banking, online tax filing, stock trading are example of system used by millions of users simultaneously. Today, usage of information system is becoming inevitable. All of us directly or indirectly act as users of one or other information system. Doctors, engineers, shopping store owners, broking agent, educator, and students. None of the entities have remained untouched. Information system today has also become a strong helping hand in taking decisions. To take best possible decisions, everyone needs correct, precise, and relevant information on time. It is obvious that the perfect decision depend on the accuracy of information available. Information is the output generated through processing of raw data. So let us first understand the two important terms, data and information. First is the data. So data is all kind of facts, figure and details related to people, places, things or events is known as data. Next is a form of data. The form of data may be written, oral, computerized or non-computerized. And second is the information. Information that means a result obtained from processing of data. So that is the data and informations. Next, a common definition of the database. Database is a collection of related data items stored in an organized manner. So that is a common definition of database. Next is a data model, the underlying structure of a database. So that is a data model. Database management, all tasks related to database. So that is a database management. Database management system, that means DBMS. That is a database management system. Example of database management system software is a Oracle, Ingres, DB2, SQL Server, MySQL, MS Access, and OpenOffice base. So, introduction of base and open source database available as a part of OpenOffice suite. So, open source database software, it is a collection of related data object known as a table, query, report, and applications modules. So first is a table. Being RDBMS Relation Database Management System, table is the basic unit for storing data in database designing using base. Tables are organized in the form of column and row to decide what information would be stored in a table and what would be the column titles. Database designer needs to first decide entities in database. Entities are real world object about which information is to be stored in database. For example, while creating a database designed for employee attendance system, the first entity which comes to our mind is employee. Detail of each employee needs to be stored in database. These details are stored in the form of rows. Each entity generally has a collection of attributes associated to it. For example, each employee would have attribute like a first name, last name, address, date of birth, contact number, etc. Attribute of an entity are represented in the form of columns. So that is a table, employee table. First row is a field and first column, and after the first row, that is a record. So first name, last name, address, city, birth date, joining date, contact number, and designation. So that is a field type. And after then, the field is a record. So next, uh, table basic unit of for storing a data in database, and table are organized in the form of column and rows. Next is the entity. So entity are real world of object about which information is to be stored in database. An entity can be any person, things, place, or object. Attributes of entity are also termed as fields, and field attribute of an entity are represented in the form of column. They are also termed as a field. So that is a table. The horizontal is a row and vertical is a column. So that is a row and column combination is a table. So that is a employee tables. Next topic is a form. So we need to enter new records into the table, edit existing records, and view the records available with the table. Form is an object which allow entering the data in the table and editing or deleting existing data in the table. It consists of a format, style, and visit like a radio buttons, list box that provides easy and systematic way to populate table with data. So that is a form, an object which allow entering the data in the table and editing or deleting existing data in the table. It consists of format, style, and visit like radio button, listbox, and etc. Next is a queries. So query is a question asked within the database environment. A question asked within the database environment is known as a query. For example, how many Android-based mobile were sold in July in current year? So query displays subset of data contained in various table of a database. Next is a report. The presentation of information is in an organized and readable format as per user requirement. So report, the output of query in base is displayed in the form of row and column. As we discussed earlier, the available data is to be processed for required information, and output comprised of information is to be generated. Obviously, user accept a more formal and attractive output based as a facility to prepare effective professional report. The presentations of information in an organized and readable format as per user requirement is known as a report. So whereas complex report could be generated that can help in taking decisions by management in organizations. Next is a logical norm. Are used at the time of designing the data model. That is a logical norm. And next is a physical norm, the name used in the internal structure of our tables. Following the convention mentioned below to the name, the attribute will facilitate porting of database design. Start all attributes name with a letter. For subsequent characters, use either letter, number, or the underscore character. Do not use a space between words. Instead, separate them within the underscore. Do not use special character except underscore. So that is a physical. Um, Next is a camelback notation. Each word in field name start with the capital letters. That is a camelback notations. And next is a data type available in base. The four type data type is available: alpha, numeric, numeric, calendar, and binary. So next is a data management system. So to work with computerized database, one must first define and create a database. However, just creating a database is not the only task. In order to keep the database ready with latest and up-to-date data, following basic tasks are expected to be performed regularly with as much easy as possible. First, adding data into the database as and when transaction takes place. Next, editing the content of the database with the corrections required as and when noticed. Next, removing unnecessary data from the database if any. Next, organizing the database in a proper manner. Next is the retrieval of data as per user requirement. Next, securing data stored in database. Next, maintaining backup of database. Next, allowing multiple users to access database simultaneously. Next, allowing data to be stored in multiple language. And the last, allowing data to be stored at a multiple places. So that is a database management systems. And next is the introduction to base. So base is a relational database management system, that means a RDBMS, as it follows relational model. As discussed earlier, the manner in which information is organized can have a profound effect of on how easy and efficient it is to access and manage. Perhaps the simplest but most versatile way to organize information is to store it in tables. The relational model is certain on this idea. The organizations of data into collection of two-dimensional tables called a relations, designed by EF code. A relational data model is based on the theory of set and relations of mathematics. A DBMS that is based on relational model is called as a RDBMS. DBMS that means database management system, and then RDBMS that means a relational database management system. Relational model is the most successful data model, and one of the reasons behind the success of relational model is its simplicity. It is easy to understand the data relationship and easy to manipulate. Base is a collection of related data object known as a table, query, reports, applications, modules. Let us now understand an object that can be created using base in brief. Each of the objects are discussed in the details in later chapters. So that is a introduction to base. So today topic is over, and the remaining part in next sessions. Thank you.